Namaste everyone. Bharat sent me a beautiful poem this morning, and because he's here, he can read this poem for all of us. Bharat?
Hello. So I wrote this poem about my understanding about awareness. It may or may not reflect into the actual understanding. So please pardon me if I'm wrong. So I'll just read it out aloud and I will share my understanding after I read out the poem. So the poem is called The Named Horse. Two horses in the field of time. One ran with purpose, one stood still. I was the one with reins and name, fed, watered, dressed to race at will. Eyes shut tight, I knew the track, to win, to lose, to chase the prize. My brother watched in silent grace, no race, no rider, no disguise. Day by day I wore the path, to please the hand that held the rein. The cheers, the hunger, fleeting fame, a cycle built on joy and pain. But then the rider disappeared. The finish line dissolved in air, the echoes died, and the gates unlatched, and in the stillness I was there. No longer bound by fame or form, I saw my brother never moved. He was and is beyond the storm. No self to fight, no role to prove. I stood beside him, still unnamed. The race a whisper, not a law. The horse I was now fading fast, just presence left in silent awe. Two horses? No, there's only one. No name, no path, no need to run.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So if you would like, I have just prepared a brief summary of the poem and what I think it means. So the poem in my thoughts was a metaphor for the human journey. The named horse represents the ego, the self that is striving, competing, and always seeking validation. It lives sometimes in duality, success versus failure, joys versus sorrow. It runs because it has been told to do so, not because it chooses to. The horse with no name symbolizes pure awareness or non dual consciousness. It doesn't move, strive, or need recognition. It just is. The turning point in the poem is when the rider, the mind, the egoic controller, disappears. Without the race, the name horse sees clearly that the watcher, the still presence, was always there. And in that moment, the horse realizes there were never two horses. There is only one awareness, misunderstood as two because of illusion. So the moral of the poem is true peace isn't running in the race. It is waking up to the awareness that was never running.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So, Bharat, can I ask you something personal?
Sure.
Because I know you for a long time, and I understand that you derive pleasure from competition and challenges.
Yes.
Is this the same horse now, or is it the still horse now?
Look, uh, I think with a lot of there. So in short, like I was ambitious, like wanted to go top of all career ladders, compete with everyone. My footy team, my football team, I wanted them to always win and always be on the top. But the answer that I found was like all these were fleeting, and you never held on to that happiness or that joy for a very long time. So if something is not permanent, it's no use to keep it or just to strive on it. Certain things happened that made me go look for answers, but I like there are many paths to finding answers, but the idea is to constantly practice and always remember. It is hard because there are so many um, things that distract you, like there's the news, there's so many notifications coming on your phone, so it's really hard to just have peace. So finding peace is the most difficult thing, and I found that if you're competitive and if you're just building your ego with titles like Bharat the manager, or Bharat the great son, or Bharat this or that, within those titles you're never finding meaning. So the only meaning you can find is in peace and silence.
Mm, very good. So beautiful. And I really feel very happy when I see someone who moved from that running horse to the still horse. This transformation is gradual for every human being, and it takes time. The understanding takes time. And you keep going into from one form to other. But when your understanding is so deep that you can write a poem exactly depicting what the issue is and what is to be sorted out, job is almost done, because if your understanding is so deep, what else do you want? You keep working on it, that's all. Keep contemplating on truth, that's all. There's nothing else to be done. So the path of freedom is a ongoing path. It is not like someone says that I will get this thing and some spark will come, light will come to me, and then I'll do other things. There's nothing other. It is just our own understanding about everything. Everything is fleeting, everything is changing. Whatever our mind says, you believe in it. You suffer because of that. And when we say that, some people say that I used to think like that. We don't think like that. Those thoughts used to come. We used to believe like that on those thoughts. Otherwise, thoughts can come. A person who kills another person, a thought comes in rage to kill. Maybe that thought might come to someone else, but he will not kill. It is what you follow. If you follow those thoughts, then you are in trap. This mind which procures, collects so many things in this world, whether it calls it wealth or for name or for money or to show others or even to feel pride in your own self. When it starts looking into something within this still horse, a big change happens. Before this change happens, our interest in these things starts diminishing, because we have realized how much you will run for things. There will be more things to be achieved. No end to it. I've seen so many people, whatever they have achieved, and when you talk to them, they will say, "Oh, I was short of what always I wanted to achieve." Because you reach a goal and the mind creates another goal and then another goal. At the end, we stay miserable. I know so many of my patients who were really good golfers. As as the age advances, as you grow old, you cannot be, your handicap increases, you have arthritis, you have other issues, your vision is not good. And that is so frustrating to people, not realizing that one day it has to happen. You get better, and then from there is a decline in everything. We don't see that good. We can't run that fast. But we attach to our desires to be the best all the time. There's nothing wrong in playing a sports or competing, but understanding it's just a play. This we can call as God in our heart. It waits for us. And it can wait infinitely for us. And it keeps waiting for us to listen to it. And we can also listen to this God because it is readily available. But it has only one condition, that you have to bring your whole mind and pay attention to it in solitude, in silence, and you can meet your God in your heart. But if your mind, which is producing thoughts because of desires, because of your interest in so many things, because of interest in the story going with this body from the past, and also projecting in future, it has no time to rest. And this running, at the end, stop running only when death comes. So the body gets tired, it gets old, and it dies. But that running of the mind still continues. And because of intense desires and emotions and attachments, we get another form. We never lose this race of running. Running continues. And we never see that which is still. Every day spend time alone in solitude, not planning anything about future, about life, about your insurance, about people's relationship, nothing. Not even an intention to be enlightened or self-realized, nothing. Just only intention is to know the beloved in your heart. Be with that. Just be, just sit. Every day sit. Try to give some time, and give the best time when you have maximum energy. Early morning, Brahm Muhurat, Amrit Bela, just before sunrise. Depending on how busy you are, you can give 5 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour, whatever you have, and just sit. So many people I know, when they do listen satsang, they are on treadmill or they are going for a walk and listening. This shows how much importance we give to our sadhana, our practice. But when you sit, call it a godly time, divine time, time with your own self, in which nothing else is happening. You ask any worldly people, they will say, I work so hard, I want to give some time to myself. And what is myself time? Is having few drinks, watching a movie, watching a play, playing a sports, going and catching up with friends. It's not me time, it is ego time. Ego wants some indulgence. Or it is the body time. Body wants indulgence. Atman is there. We never give time to Atman. Atman finds time for itself when it turns off our all apparatus of mind in deep sleep. But we are not doing it. The moment you start giving time, when the mind is active, then this thing opens up. Then there is dawn of this pure energy, pure consciousness, Shuddha Chaitanya. It is in everyone. It never mixes with the reflection of this competing person. That stillness is always a stillness. It's not that that starts moving. Movement is reflection. Name and form is one. But without name and form is always uninvolved. So this duality prevails in all people who have ahankar, ego. All doubts comes in ego. All suffering comes in ego. All desires comes in ego. All the stories in ego. When this ego one day realizes that I am in a big trap and I want to be free, then there is end of suffering. Path to end of suffering starts, and you start sitting in silence. So something else takes over. And they both are equally proportionate. Ego starts disappearing, and pure consciousness is revealed. First time we realize that all what mind promises us in form of pleasure and happiness is transient. Second thing, we all realize that though we get a transient happiness or pleasure through achieving external objects, beings, situations as we desire, but it always comes with pain or suffering. It's a package deal. But the most important of all is that one fulfillment of desire does not give us eternal desire or contentment. And we are again unsettled and go for another. As if we are under control of some higher power which is forcing us to follow these thoughts and keep working hard and hard to fulfill our goals full of desires, greed, unending journey. The day we realize this, we start sitting in solitude with our own awareness. And when you sit there, you start noticing that there is something in us which can give us all what this mind, extroverted mind, was promising and still only giving us partial, transient, with lot of efforts, followed by suffering. But here, sitting in solitude, we get true peace with contentment of a blissful nature and very sacred nature. Some of the acts which gives us pleasure are full of sin. People go to all those party cities like Goa or Vegas, they call it sin cities. So even a worldly person says it is full of sin. Here, this joy, this bliss is divine, is pure. And you don't have to go anywhere. You just have to be with this. You stay with this and you get everything without moving an inch, without putting any effort, without spending any penny. It's all within us. Our prayer to the Lord should be that every human being should be able to realize this pure self before leaving this body. But it never happens that before you die, you know it and then you go. It happens living in the body, in the waking state. Stories of sudden, spontaneous realization are innumerable, but it is very, very rare that it stays permanent after one spontaneous realization. But it opens a path to abide in self, because once you have darshan, vision of that, you start loving your solitude. Now you know that the real jewel is within me. I don't have to go anywhere. Every day sit in your own solitude. Don't worry about thoughts and mind and whatever. You do this affirmation that this time is for the divine in me. I am with you. I have all the time. Now this moment is all for you. I want to be one with you. And just stay there. Make this commitment to your own self. In no time, you will start noticing change within you. Don't worry too much about what type of practice you have to do, whether you have to have a shower before doing it, whether it should be early morning only. Just start whenever you have time. Sometimes I talk to people who say there is no realization, and when I talk to them, they have heard satsangs, talks, read hundreds of books, but not practiced even for a minute. Because mind gives all sorts of excuses. And they believe in all the excuses given by mind, taking mind as me. If you want to tame the mind, then start believing in your own self and start ignoring mind. Being aware of awareness and being ignorant of all thoughts is the key to success. In no time, no thought will be left. And you will realize that I am pure awareness. You get so deeply immersed in awareness that body's afflictions, body's deficiencies, or body's good stuff does not affect you at all because there is no ownership. When there is no I am the body idea, then all the sensual pleasures derived from sense organs also disappears. Desire for them. Then all sorts of other desires coming through the mind disappears. People call dispassion, vairagya, that there is no other interest. But there is no I, there is no ego who is looking for interest. It has vanished. Only Brahman is there, awareness is there. You ask anyone who plays any sports or any act of watching television or something, do you think they do it because for punishment? They love to do it. Everyone derives pleasure from it. When you have infinite bliss flowing through you, then why would you do those things? What for? Just to show others that you know this game? Or you're part of the society doing this? Who will do it? Most of the realized beings, they become like Python. They are just lying at one point, just not even traveling, not doing anything. As Bhagavan used to put down that when you are peaceful in shade, why would you go in scorching sun? So desirelessness is wisdom. This is what we realized knowing the truth. Ask people who have insomnia, who cannot sleep at night. They have thought after thought. I was talking to someone about these thoughts. There were two people who were talking about they couldn't sleep. It's so hard to sleep. They are tossing and turning for a few hours in bed every night. And I was really wonderstruck that when they get thoughts, they try to investigate those thoughts, even Google out. If a thought comes to why this thing happens on earth, they will get out of their bed and will Google why this happens. I said, but who asked you to do it? This is our obsession with thoughts because we think they belong to us. Some of them are not even personal, but we still are attached to them. And I'll tell you, you cannot imagine other people's mind, how it plays. Or if you have a disturbed mind, others cannot understand that. But I would say the answer to all these issues is only one: abiding in your own inner silence, loving that, practicing to be in that. Whenever thoughts are arising, always ask to whom they are arising rather than opening the door and letting them in. Even at home, if someone knocks on the door, you ask to whom you want to meet, what is the purpose. And this is your choice whether you want to meet or open the door. But most of the people, they don't have any door. Thoughts keep entering, they keep playing with them as they're playing ping pong, one after the other. Why you have to play? Why you have to open? Why you have to work with them? What will happen when the body is dead? Who is forcing you to act on these thoughts? Who is this I who is interested in it? Who am I? When we ask this question deeply, who am I? What will happen? Tell me. Where will you go? You will enter in your own stillness. Because there is no one sitting in you to answer your question, who am I? There is no one there. But can you believe this no one there, which is only an illusory person there, can create suffering to me? I am pure awareness. I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. But still I suffer because I live in my reflection. I live in conditioned mind. And I think I am the mind. Some people are so beautiful, but they have this notion that they are not. They keep seeing plastic surgeons doing surgeries on their body. They are severely depressed. They think they need to lose weight. They get anorexia while they are perfectly fine. Just wrong thought. Give up your friendship with all thoughts and make a new friend, God sitting in your heart. Spend some time with Him as you spend time with friends, at work, in entertainment. Give every day some time to it. If you want to get good results, then early morning is the best time. Then every day sitting at the same place, because you charge that place, that place becomes the place of divine energy. And then if you follow any practice, you can do it. If you don't want to follow any practice, just sit there every day. At least, if you don't have time, at least 5 minutes. Whatever is happening in life, whether you are sick, whether you are too busy, you couldn't sleep last night, whatever, just sit for 5 minutes. A big change will occur in you within few weeks or months, which will make you sit there for long hours, which will reveal the truth. I think Sriji has sent something. O seeker, know the true nature of your soul and identify yourself with it completely. O Lord, may we attain the everlasting consciousness of supreme light and joy. May we resolve to dedicate our life to the service of humankind and uplift them to divinity. From Yajurveda. Very true. First thing first, we need to put the oxygen mask. We need to know. And then, yes, put those oxygen masks to people around you. As they say in the aeroplane, first you put it and then put to the child next to you. If all of us in this satsang, if all of us realize, and then we can sit with others to make them understand how beautiful it would be. The world full of love, no war. Realized beings can also correct religions and the deficiencies in religions. Because what are religions? Religions are creations of our own mind. We are the true form of that divine. Divine sits in our heart. Once you know it, if someone is interested, you can tell them. We don't have to disturb people who are in domain of religions doing their own stuff. But someone who wants to know truth, tell them, help them as much as you can. There cannot be anything better than waking up someone who is in illusion. Some masters do it very politely, very gently, with love. And some do with a slap. And they are very rude. But they both are full of compassion. There's no difference in compassion. It's different methods. At the end, result matters. Whatever method master has applied, whether it has made people awake or not. Not sure what people think about Bhagavan. I think most of the people think he was very, very kind and polite and full of compassion and a bit meek and humble. I don't agree that. I think he was a tough master. You read, you talk to people who were with him. He used to set things right if he knew that he is a seeker, and the one whom he knows that they are not interested in seeking, he will ignore them. Even in ashram, people he knew they are really for it, he used to guide them and give very clear, proper instructions what needs to be done or what not. Now you have to be the master who is very strict with your own self to tame this ego, to make it disappear. You have to be strict. Otherwise, time is fleeting. There are thousands of things in this world which your mind wants to accomplish and tries to keep you busy, keeping your attention outwardly. A very good way to understand what you really need to do in life is whatever the desire coming to your mind, is it going to liberate me or will create more bondage? And that can be your answer to everything. This way you will be less in trap of activities and goals. Anyone else wants to share any poem or anything else? None of us are actually in trap. None of us in true sense need liberation. This is the ultimate truth. But that does not end our suffering. Knowing the truth ends our suffering. This truth should be known by us. It should be our experiential understanding. Then it works. You are groping in darkness, and I say you are the light of lights, but you don't see any light. So that light needs to be seen. Allow this ego to dissolve. So no desires are left, no stories left. Keep your attention and even your recognition as consciousness, not consciousness with mind, with body, with emotions, with desires. Keep your identity as pure consciousness, awareness, because that consciousness is also right now, but it mixes with our mind, our thoughts, our body identity. Our job is to be honest. Call what you really are as that. Rest all is borrowed. When we were born, we were a little body. Now the body has grown up. It is also growing old. Which body will you call as my body? It's changing all the time. Where is this body in deep sleep? Where is this body when you dream at night? Where will be this body when the body is dead? Where was the body when you were not in this body? Where were you? So try to understand something which you were not there before. I'm talking about this body. And we all are 100% certain that after a while we will not be this body. None of us will be this body. And we will still be something, isn't it? Something we will be there. So that is what I'm saying. That consciousness which was there before the body and after the body is also here right now in the body. It is like an electric current going through a wire, and then this is a bulb in form of a human being lightened up and is working. And then the bulb, if gets fused, is dead. That electricity in the wire is still there. That is what we all are. That raw, pure energy, with or without body, with or without mind. Identify with that only, and your all problems are over, and you are liberated. This is Atma Sakshatkar, self-realization. Realize self only. With realization of self, we know that other things I am not. Body I am not, mind I am not, emotions I am not, feelings I am not. The moment you give up your identity, everything just drops. Nothing disturbs you. Those things have no capacity to disturb you. They can only disturb our reflection. Not our true self. True self is always uninvolved. See, when we do wrong acts, who is participating? Our mind, isn't it? And who is talking to the mind? Only mind. Only I thought is talking to other thoughts. First thought, and then it talks to other thoughts. Awareness has no mind, no thought. Awareness is Brahman, pure consciousness. People use different terms, concepts, which make it more difficult to understand. I know in Hinduism, Sanatan they call Atma, Paramatma, as if there are two, and then Jiva, and then Ahankar. There is only one which is pure Shiva. You call it Atma, Paramatma, doesn't matter. It is just one. We are that one. We are always that one. Let's stop living in reflection of mind. In this pure awareness, we become one with everything. But we become impersonal. No I, no me, no you, no we, no they, nothing. Self alone exists, and it is impersonal. It is universal. Always contemplate on this and be free forever. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.